lifting up Jesus, opening his word from Australia, Denmark, Israel, Japan, New Zealand, Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, Singapore, South Africa, United Kingdom, Thailand, the Philippines, United States, and throughout the world. You're watching Moriel TV. Hi, this is Tim from Moriel TV and Moriel Radio, here with James Jacob Prasch, live via Skype from Israel. Jacob, one of the believers, had the question based on Luke 24:31. If Jesus had the same physical body after his resurrection, why did his disciples not recognize him?
Okay, if you had not seen a person in 40 years, didn't recognize them at all, and then were told who they were and you recognized them, then you'd begin to make contact references to what they used to look like and realize it was the same person. Something like that overtook the apostles. This is the reason. Jesus had no sin, but he came in the likeness of sinful flesh to take our sin. Once he died in our place as a sinless sacrifice, taking our sin on himself, entered eternity and then came back to life. His body was the same body, but it was Adamic. What bodies would have been like had man not fallen. And it's a illustration, or not just an illustration, it is a representation of what our bodies are going to be like in the millennial reign of Christ. Our bodies in the millennial reign are going to be his. Now notice, he still had the pierce marks. I've graven you on my hand. Those things will always be there. All of our imperfections are gone. Your imperfections are gone. My imperfections will be gone in the millennial reign of Christ in a resurrected body. It'll be the same body, but it won't look the same. It'll look perfectly healthy. As beautiful as a baby is when it's born, as beautiful as a small child is, as beautiful as a bride is on her wedding day, come back 50 years later. The resurrected bodies won't be like that. They're not going to be subject to bioentropy. Well, what happened to Jesus, he's the prototype of that. It'll be the same body protoplasmically in its atomic, in its elemental constituency, but it will not look the same. Much the same as if you renovate a building. It'd make it look better, or you restore it to its state before it became dilapidated, you don't recognize it. Well, that's the way it's going to be. One exception, even in the millennium, Jesus is going to show us the radius on his right and on his left. Not the metacarpal, the radius. This is how much I loved you. He's going to bear those one marks of his original body before it rose from the dead. He'll always wear those things, so we will know how much he loved us and what he did for us, and that our bodies are not going to become old and sick and ragged again, because he died our death to give us his life. That is the reason. Now, this question goes further into the issue of, don't touch me, I've not yet ascended to my Father. That is another matter. I'm not going to answer it because it's not your specific question, but bearing in mind the answer to your question leads to another question, which would be that one. So, in essence, a resurrected body is a restoration of the Adamic body. In other words, the way you and I look now, that's not what we were supposed to look like. Because the way we look now, the features will change with age. We will lose our attractiveness with age. We were supposed to look different from the beginning and have a body that doesn't age or become ill, etc., that won't be affected by entropy. Well, the resurrected Jesus is the prototype of that. I trust that explains why they didn't recognize him at first, and it helps us understand the nature of a resurrected body and its importance and what that will mean in the millennial reign of Christ. Thank you for your question. My name is Jacob Prasch. God bless.
Blessings, dear friends. Greetings in Jesus. This is your friend Jacob Prasch speaking to you at the moment from the UK. You know, so many of the questions we get in our Roku broadcasts and in our Vimeo clips and on YouTube deal with subjects that we deal with much more extensively in our books. We can't, for the sake of brevity, go into the kind of depth in a TV broadcast we can actually go into in a book. But so many of the questions come from material that are expounded in the books on a much more broader scale that it's almost frustrating sometimes that we can't spend hours and hours answering the questions that are given to us. Obviously, practicality dictates that's not a possibility. The books are there. They're available. They're available in print through the Moriel catalog on the Moriel website, moriel.org. But in this day of Kindle and electronic books, they're also available through Amazon, and they're available through Kindle. The three books that would be the most referred to in the questions we receive are the three latest books. The first being The Dilemma of Laodicea. The Dilemma of Laodicea. It's an exposition of the seven churches in Revelation, culminating with the final two churches, Philadelphia and Laodicea particularly, setting the stage for the return of Jesus. The Dilemma of Laodicea would be the first. The second would be Shadows of the Beast. Shadows of the Beast. How the coming Antichrist, how his identity will be revealed to the faithful church. The rapture will not happen. Will not happen, absolutely not happen, until the faithful church knows who the ultimate beast of Revelation is. That is the Antichrist and also the false prophet. How the identity of the coming Antichrist will be revealed to the faithful church. Shadows of the Beast, the second book. And the final and latest one, Harpazo. Harpazo. What the scripture actually teaches about the rapture, the snatching away which takes place between the sixth and seventh seals in the book of Revelation. So these three books, The Dilemma of Laodicea, Shadows of the Beast, and Harpazo, all available on the Moriel catalog, all available through Amazon, and all easily available electronically by Kindle. Thank you so much, dear friends. God bless. May Jesus be with you.